got to do a better job of managing the basketball. So we turned it over, and as we talked about every day in practice, the one thing you don't have a defense for is that if you're going to turn the ball over on live turnovers, and by that I mean an opportunity to give them to run out and to get an easy basket, then you're going to struggle. So we definitely have to do a better job in that department right there of starting the game and not turning the ball over. Then I thought we struggled a little bit on the boards early. That's still just a point of a mystery as to why we can't get that under control, but that's something that we're going to have to continue to work on. But I did think the second unit came in and did a great job. You know, I thought they came in with energy, and you know, normally I would probably would have had Wesley Johnson in there, but I just thought we needed kind of a defensive presence, which is why I stuck PJ in there, and you know, I thought he gave us a lift defensively. That whole second unit, I thought, did a good job and gave us a lift defensively. But you know, we have to try to eliminate the slow starts. And as I said to the guys, you know, we've done a really good job with training camp and the practices that we've had so far. We have to continue to move forward. We don't want to take steps backwards. You know, we don't want to go 3 steps forward and 2 back, because then we're behind where we were. And that's the one thing we want to try to eliminate. We want to keep moving forward and keep getting a little bit better and keep improving on the rebounding and execution and things like that. And if we do that, then we have a chance. But we have to have, you know, total focus. You know, I thought we had some few guys drifting, and we just got to make sure that we have total focus.
Coach, is that indicative of the rotation you plan on starting the season with?
Yeah, pretty much, I think. You know, we'll see, but you know, we continue to have starts like that, then obviously that won't last very long.
Do you think PJ is a guy you'll maybe turn to in times where you feel like there's a lull in your team?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that's going to be his personality. I think he's going to be a guy that most people feel, you know, a connection to, because just the work ethic and you know, and the physical toughness that he plays with.
Can you talk about the improvement you've seen since that first Sacramento game?
Oh, I just, you know, we had very little in when we played Sacramento the first time, and so did they. I mean, they didn't have a whole lot in. It was just kind of one of those things, and then, you know, he was experimenting with guys, and so was I. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a preseason game, guys. You know, I mean, obviously Cousins is not going to be sitting on the bench. You know, and a few of the other guys are going to obviously be in there playing. So you just take it for what it's worth. But I wanted to see certain things out of the team, and you know, we just got to get better in those areas, especially the way we started the game. You know, from a turnover standpoint and a rebounding standpoint.
The only regular that didn't play was Kendall tonight. Was that more indicative of the back-to-back or of the rotation for the season?
Well, no, I mean, you know, we're not going to be able to play 3 or 4 guards, but you know, obviously there's going to be times when he'll play. But I wanted to take a good look at Gordon and a good look at Bassey. I think that, you know, right now, obviously, those guys are ahead of him. So we'll see what happens from there. As I said, nothing is set in stone, but, you know, at this particular time, it's hard to play 3 guys at one position in your rotation. And it would be the same thing, you know, some nights Wesley Johnson is not going to get as many minutes as Tucker, and vice versa. You know, I think you can see that JD is pretty solid in what he's doing right now, and you know, I like what Shannon Brown is doing right now. You know, he didn't shoot the ball exceptionally well, but I just thought he was very aggressive, and you know, we have to try to get him a little more involved in the offense when he's in the game.
How has Jermaine come along with his conditioning and his integration?
I think he's getting there. You know, he's getting there. I think what he does is that he gives us a presence in the post, you know, which I think is good. I mean, you know, only 1 for 4, but you know, the 9 rebounds, and you can see that he does a good job of protecting the basket for us. You know, the only thing that was a little disappointing is that he blocked 3 consecutive shots and they got him all back, and that's not on him. That's on us. You know, if he's blocking 3 consecutive shots, somewhere along the line we should be coming up with the basketball.
When you talk about taking care of the basketball, certainly you're going to be slow. What do you do for transition defense, even though you're caught in that situation?
Well, if we turn it over, there is no, I mean, in this league, if you turn it over and it's a live turnover, it doesn't matter who you are. You're not going to be able to stop a team running at you 3-on-1, 2-on-3, 3-on-2, any of those situations. Guys are just too good in the league. And if you give us that opportunity to run at you where we have numbers, then most of the time we're going to find a way to score. So that's why I say, obviously you have to limit your turnovers. But, a live turnover where you're turning it over, foul line extended or above, most of the time is going to get you in a lot of trouble. All right, thanks.
So you guys got off to a slow start, but rebounded. What do you think was the reason for the slow start?
I think so. Was just turnovers. We didn't come out with the mindset that you got to have to start the game. A little lax, we got to play a lot more aggressive, a lot more focused. For us to be successful this year, definitely kind of come out with a lot more energy than we are. We can't play too cool. It's not a too cool team, and we did that. And some of it was their defense, some of it was us. So we got to credit them. And bench came in and did what they've been supposed to do, give energy, and brought us back. And second half starters played real well.
You see any specific growth from the first preseason game against the Kings to now?
Yeah, I thought defensively we were a lot more active, especially second unit coming in. They killed us on the rebound, but they still shot under 40%, I believe. Offensively, I just see us clicking on all cylinders. That little offense we have, so much dimensions we can score from. And we shot the ball well. I mean, when you shoot shots, it's a lot easier that way. But it takes time, and you can just see the growth of how we're doing it. Got a lot of guys that can score, a lot of guys that can play, and it's going to be the little things. We got the 50-50 balls we got to give. We got to rebound. We got to out hustle players, because when it comes to most games, we're going to be most teams going to have a little more talent. But it doesn't mean talent doesn't always prevail.
Is the chemistry of the first five still a work in progress? Because last game it was the boards, and this time it was the turnovers to start.
You know what? Yeah, it's definitely still a work in progress. I mean, I'm trying to think. I didn't even play last game. This game, early out. I didn't come back really to the last 2 minutes. I mean, it's going to take time. But you can't, definitely make excuses for turnovers. That's what happened in the first 5-6 minutes. I think we had 5 turnovers that led to like 10 points. That can't happen. But I thought second half chemistry looked good, score looked good. Goran has matured so much since he's left. I mean, his head's up when he's passing the ball. He's finding people, and it's just actually a nice sight to see.
How do you think that happened to start the game? Were you guys just a little bit flatter than you got?
Yeah, definitely more flat. I just think that it's called focus. You gotta, obviously, you're playing. It's a preseason game. There's not that many fans here, and it's on Monday. You're playing the Kings, and sometimes you get lax, and it's no excuse. But that's basically what happened, and we can't allow that to happen this year if we're gonna be successful. Because there's gonna be a lot of times last year you play Cleveland at home, you lose. You play, another bad team we played last year. There's a couple of them last year that we lost that we shouldn't have, and that's why you missed the playoffs by 1 or 2 games, and that happens.
Where's the difference in where you're getting your shots right now?
That's a great question. I think of the offense, I get more backdoor cuts. I hit one off the pick and roll today. That's very rare when Steve had the ball. But the same play, the fist up short when I'm rolling up. It's kind of hard for a wing. It's hard for me to defend. It's hard. You got to touch the big. If not, it's a dunk for Gortat. And for me, I'm kind of now in the zone, knowing my shots are coming from. Even with the new offense, I work on it every day. So you just got to be confident. You got to knock them down, and I've been doing that lately.
What are the differences in the offense? What are you going to try to do differently?
I would say 70% offense last year was Steve pick and roll.
Right.
I mean, we don't have that really. I mean, I think with going maybe 20-30%, we have this. It's kind of similar to Houston, where it's the high elbow set where the bigs are making the plays, and there's a lot of flare screens, back doors, pin downs, and we don't know where the ball's going. So if we don't know, the defense does. It's a read face, kind of. I'm not going to call it Princeton, but it's how they defend you who gets the ball. And the better picks you are, the better cuts you are, your chances go up.
You talked about a work in progress. Does that take time?
Definitely. It definitely takes time. You got to learn people what they like to do. Yeah. Some people like to go back door. I like to shoot the ball pin down. So you got to know that. And you saw a mishap happen one time when Gortat tried a back door. Goran kind of pumped it, threw it late, and his cousin got the steal. That's timing. That's not knowing him, and that takes a while.
And that's what this is all about,
That's
right
what's
now.
up.
Even into the season, it might be learning as you go?
I think if I was a guy on the outside, I would say we're ahead of the curve right now. Offense looks better than I think that most people expected without Steve being here. Defensively, teams are shooting low percentage, even in the preseason. But you got to rebound, you got to work on your turnovers, but every team's going to have a couple of stuff you got to work on.
When you think back to where you were when you came here,
Yes.
like, are you even the same player?
No, definitely. You got to evolve and to stay in this league.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember in the draft, a guy from Cleveland when LeBron was there saying, guys that shoot threes make a lot of money.
Right.
I came to Phoenix. I was like, hey, that's what I got to do. And I knew for me to play, I had to play good defense and shoot threes. And then now they evolved. When we lost Jay Rich in the trade, I knew I had to get better conditioned. I had to work on my ball handling, work on pin downs. I worked on pin downs a lot. And now this year, coming off ball screens and cutting without the ball and just being more aggressive.
I almost forget, but you were like a power forward when you came here, weren't you? Like a 3-4
They
kind of
put me in
tweener?
they put me there. You know what? Hey, definitely. I mean, you got to show people you can do. And this NBA is a show league, and if you can show you shoot threes, they'll let you shoot threes. Before Channing got here in Portland, he didn't shoot 1 3. Now he got here, he's one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. So, got to keep working.
It's not a great shooting night for you, but on these nights, the rebounds were probably maybe more important.
Honestly, I don't know even how many shots that I took, and I don't know how this thing was looking actually from outside. I'm going to watch the tape and I'm going to analyze everything, but yeah, it's definitely a different night and definitely not the best one. I'm still trying to find my spot, try to fit in. And I'm definitely gonna, like I said, I gotta watch the tape and see what's going on. Obviously, I want to be involved a little bit more, and I'm glad I was able to help today with rebounds. That's the thing I can never forget, and doesn't matter what kind of system we're gonna have, I'm always gonna try to get those rebounds and blocks, and that's the most important.
So tell us what it's like to play against DeMarcus Cousins.
You know what? It's I ain't gonna lie, he's a pretty good guy. I'm saying pretty good basketball player. He's a pretty good basketball player. Let's take that back. You guys gonna cut this off? He's a pretty good basketball player. Honestly, I like to play against him. It's always a big challenge for me to stop him, and I really thought he's going to play a bit longer today than the first 6, 7, 8 minutes. But I'm still going to have opportunities to play, and we'll see. He's definitely the guy I like to stop and fight. And all I know is that if I'm going to sit down with foul trouble, he's always going to sit down with foul trouble with me.
How do you feel about the first unit chemistry?
We're still working on it. We're still working on it. We're getting to know each other a little bit better with each game, with each practice, and we definitely got to figure out, the way how we're gonna play in next 82 games. Like I said, each one of us is still looking for his spot in this team. So one game, one guy's gonna take a few more shots. The other game, the other guy's gonna take a few more shots, and it's just different. It's really different than last year. We're running a lot of elbow sets. We're not running too many pick and rolls right now, which is obviously different for me. And we'll see. We just gotta, like I said, we just gotta learn to play with each other.
Do you think that's how you get more involved offensively with more going?
Yeah, it's I spoke with Gordon already a few times, and we definitely got to work a little bit more on our game, on our chemistry. I'm 100% sure we're gonna be better during this season. We just gotta figure out. We just gotta we just gotta play a little bit more together, and we just gotta go, talk to coach about, maybe a little bit more pick and roll situations, and hopefully we're gonna get better.
How's this team improved throughout the preseason?
I think we were better with each game. The only problem, obviously, for us is to rebound the ball right now, and I'm quite sure that when the season's going to start, we're going to be ready. I think we're getting better offensively. We got a lot of firepower offensively, and just like we said before, we can surprise a lot of teams.
Thanks.